All right. Brina's Bistro, part two, server schedule. Let's get into it. So we're going to use a solver. So what you do for solver is up in tools. This doesn't pop up on my share screen. I'm sorry. But if you go to the very top of your Excel and you have file, edit, view, insert, format, tools, and then drop down on their tools and their solver, and this will pop up onto your screen. Okay, that's what we want, solver perimeters. You can also hit uh, um, help and type in solver, and it should pop it up for you if you can't find it. But usually it's going to be under the menu there. Okay, so solver parameters pops up. Okay, so it looks really hard, but it's actually easier than you think if you just follow the instructions. A lot of terminology that looks challenging. Okay, use the solver to determine optimum schedule for part-time servers. Okay, that's what we're at. We're at the Orlando. The tab is the Orlando schedule. We're going to solve for option one. We're going to have two scenarios here. I'm going to walk you through one of them. And then you just add one more thing for the second one. Okay. So option one, we want the objective cell to be D16. So this is the total hours. So set objective, D16, and we want it to be a minimum. So we click the minimum. Okay. Then what do we want to change? We want to change, and it actually tells us there, E11 through Q11. And what that means is the employee scheduled. So we're going to change. So we hit this little minus sign right here, looks like. We're going to highlight employees scheduled all the way across. Okay. Now what's our constraints? So our constraints are how many employees we need. Okay. So the first constraint, actually, I messed up there. Sorry, I jumped ahead. What we want to change, sorry, I jumped ahead. What we want to change, so if you did that, you want to go back and delete it. We want to change the number of employees. So this is what we want to highlight, the number of employees. Okay, so changing the variables, we want to change the number of employees right here. And our constraint, we have two constraints. We're going to do the first constraint, add. And our cell constraint is the number of employees scheduled. So we're going to highlight all of these right here. And we want that to be greater than or equal to the number that we need. And so employees needed, that are all of these cells right here. So highlight all of those. So cell reference, we want the cell reference is the employees scheduled. We want it to be greater than or equal to the employees that we need. We click OK. And now we have it popped up there. Now the second part says we want only whole numbers used because we can't have half people work. So we're going to hit solve and we're going to just make sure that we click OK. Want to make sure that we don't have half employees here. And we have all whole numbers. So that's good. So we've changed it. We've got 97 hours and we have 9 employees at the maximum here. And so we've done that scenario. Okay. Skip ahead to, okay, the next thing we're going to do, but I want to just comment here, create a scenario summary, step 8, because what we're going to now do is change that solver option. And what we did right here is going to go away. So you're going to summarize this. So you might want to take a screenshot, save it as it is, because you're going to just summarize the difference between these two scenarios. So that's step 8. But we're going to go in and just manipulate our solver real quick to get with our next constraint, which is, and we're going to add, and you're going to type, oops, sorry, move this over so we can see it. Okay, so we're going to hit add. We're going to move this over, and you're going to type exactly what I type here. 10 underscore 30 underscore 2 underscore so 10:30 to 2. And then we want that to be less than or equal, it defines there. And we want it to be 2. Click OK and hit solve. Okay. And that changed the total number of hours to 100.5, which is what we said we would have. And then it changed the number of employees we needed. Okay, so I'm going to hit solver again, just so you can see what I typed in there for the second scenario. 10:30 to 2, and that's this timing up here, 10:30 to 2, because we wanted that to be changed. Okay, and so then we have 2 different scenarios we've done. Staffing. We're going to select all the sheets and insert the file name in the footer. Okay, so we're going back to header, footer, landscape, and center. So let me make a little, there we go. So file, page, setup. We want page to be landscape. This is where you click header and footer, and I'll let you go ahead and do that. I won't do it on the recording. So that's how you get page to landscape. You can change margin, header, footer, put your tags in there. But header, footer is what they talk about. So that's all you have to do for it. It looks way harder than it is. I think you'll go through that and feel pretty amazed with yourself. Stop share and record.